home loan as a result of a proposed settlement over mortgage lender abuses.
Oh boy, the deal calls for a reduction in principal for those unable to pay their bills. But banks say if forced to do that, they'll have to raise mortgage rates on new home buyers.
And our next guest says that will just make things worse while punishing responsible home buyers who will pay their mortgages. He's OwnAmerica.com founder Greg Rand, who is also author of the book Crash Boom. So, Greg, bottom line is we just want this damn housing market to move. Is this going to delay that process?
Of course, yeah. You can't. Listen, this whole thing started, and I can understand a borrower who's behind on their payments and underwater on their mortgage, wondering why it was okay to bail their bank out a few years ago, and now it's not okay for them. But this is a snowball. I mean, you cannot take one American, pit him against another American, and reduce principal that way. This is one of those solutions that strikes me as not very sophisticated. People owe too much, and so you want to just reduce their balance without any concern of what the consequences might be. You could expect to see, based upon this announcement, that mortgage defaults will go up in the next 90 days as a result of people feeling stupid for making their mortgage payments.
What would be the reaction? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Will we see this housing market make a new bottom in light of this?
Well, the prices are coming down until we process the foreclosure inventory. And we can't process the foreclosure inventory when people keep getting in the way of the banks doing what they have no choice but to do. You can't, somebody living in a home, and nothing I'm saying here is designed to undercut or undermine the pain someone could be going through. But if you can't pay for it, you can't keep it. That's just the reality. And so the idea that people in government are trying to find ways to ease the pain by virtue of kicking it down the line, all they're really doing is leaving us in limbo until such time as we can actually process whatever the number is. Is it 3 million foreclosures? Is it 5 million? We don't know, in part because we keep encouraging more people to default on mortgages. So we don't know where this is going to end up. But as long as you keep the banks from processing this hangover, they're not going to get out of it. We're not going to get out into this recovery, and it's going to be still a couple of years.
So it hurts the responsible borrowers, the one paying back because they have to pay for their neighbors, but it also hurts new home buyers because won't rates go up as a result of this?
Yeah, I don't understand where anybody would think a bank is going to get the money to do this, if not to raise. It could be other borrowers that get a higher rate. It could be lower, depositor rates to people in the bank. It could be higher fees at the ATM. At the end of the day, these are for-profit companies. Bailouts or not, they're for-profit companies, and they're not going to just swallow $20 or $30 billion worth of forced bailouts of home buyers and then just eat that. They're going to find a way to pass it on.
All right. He's the author of Crash Boom. Greg Rand, good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us
good to see you.
to talk about, David, what could end up being yet another real problem for the housing market.
Frustrating, though. I mean, again, particularly for those people who are right on the line who might say, gee, should I pay? If I pay on time, I get penalized. It's better off if I default.
Who doesn't want their principal lowered, right? Hey, join